Welcome back to Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today's guest is IFBB Classic Physique Pro, Terrence Ruffin, who's getting ready for the Toronto show this coming weekend. And Terrence, welcome back to the show, and tell us how things are going for you.
Hey, what's up, Dave? Everything's good, man. This is honestly the easiest prep I've ever done. But we put the work in the off season, to make it so.
Now, when you say easy, does it mean that you got in shape relatively easy, or do you mean it's just the process has been easy?
Everything. Just getting in shape was a lot easier. Up until about 4 or 5 weeks out, I was only doing 15 minutes of cardio. Carbs were still fairly high, at like 400. And, it hasn't been bad. Like I haven't felt those prep feels in a while, so that's good.
Well, you have a good metabolism, so you're one of the luckier guys that can eat a little bit more. Now, you are probably one of the better posers in the Classic Physique division, and I think a lot of people really look forward to seeing you perform. Have you planned a special routine for this year?
Yeah, I'm excited. Each year, I try to do something a little bit better, and eventually I want to be on the of High Green 30 Diana routine he did years ago. That is my goal. I don't know if I'm quite there yet, but I got something special planned for this weekend.
I'm always excited to see what you got up next, because there's so few people that really entertain me in the bodybuilding or classic division that when I see a great routine, it's like I get excited about it. Back in the day, there were a lot more better routines. People don't just seem to not put any time into it. Why do you think that is?
Because it's not graded. And the thing is, too, the only time you see a good amount of effort put into a routine is at the Arnold now, because it is graded.
Right.
But at the same time, a lot of the guys, they don't practice it as often as I would do, or guys back in the past. So yeah, it looks a little bit better, but if they would have practiced a little bit more, it would come out like 10 times better, in my opinion.
I agree. Now, you were 6th place at the Olympia this past year. The competition at the Olympia obviously has gotten better and better. I think people are really recognizing your physique as one of the top classic physique ones in the world at this point. That's got to be great validation for you.
Yeah, it's been crazy because Dave, I've been here since the beginning.
Yeah.
It's been classic, and each year, and I knew it would happen. The first year there wasn't many guys who really fit the division, and as more guys turn pro, we got more and more phenoms and hype trains popping up everywhere. So, yeah. It's gonna be even crazier next year with all the international guys turning pro.
Sure.
So, but I feel good.
Now, when you started out, in 2014, I believe you won the NPC Nationals at 154 pounds. Now this year, you told me prior to the show that you'd be stepping on stage at almost 170 pounds, which is a huge amount of muscle on your body that you put on over those few years. And you've done it very gradually and very steadily. Will this be the best Terrence Ruffin we see in Toronto?
Definitely. I just this prep and everything's going well. I've learned so much, and a lot of times you hear classic guys, they really love old school things. They love old school training, but for me, I actually took a more scientific approach. I hit up Joe Bennett at the MR40 gym, Ben Pekowski's gym.
Right.
I worked with him in the off season. Everything was structured. We tracked my weights and all that, and honestly, that worked out very, very well for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at your Instagram now. I definitely see a lot more muscle on your body. I mean, that was really the only rap against you, is that some of these guys were bigger than you. Now, what's the cutoff for your height in classic?
Oh man, it depends on how they measure me. Honestly, 170 or 175.
Okay, so you still got room to grow.
Yeah, because I don't even have to really cut down too hard to make weight. I don't have to pull a lot of water just to squeeze into a class. So technically I could maybe put on another 8 to 10 pounds and squeeze down like a lot of these guys do.
Yeah. What did you think about what Regan Grimes did at New York Pro, dropping 22 pounds in 3 days and squeezing into that classic physique class? What do you think about his physique too?
You know what? A lot of people ask me, and I'm kind of split because, you get a lot of guys saying, oh, he doesn't fit classic or this and that. And, technically, with the rules, he fits into the weight class, so he fits in the classic technically. But, and he has a great physique, don't get me wrong. But honestly, I'm like you, I'm a fan of the sport. And with Regan, I saw potential of him. Because you know how it is. A lot of these guys these days, they complain about bodybuilding and they complain about the way they look or whatever. And for the most part, I don't think that's a big issue. But Regan could have been the guy stepping up and leading the way for the next age of bodybuilders, with his physique. He chose to stay where he is. He won't be, his physique won't change much more just because he's probably at the weight, he had to cut down 20 pounds. So he won't be making any crazy improvements over the next, until he decides to switch. So, I don't know, man. I just wish he would have stayed bodybuilding just because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Well, he plays top five at some of his shows.
He was second at one pro show, yeah.
And I'm like, Regan, you're close, man.
He won't stay as a classic guy. There's no way he can make that weight every single time. 22 pounds, you do it once, it's like, wow, yeah, I did it. When you have to do it again and again and again, it starts to not become that fun anymore,
Makes sense, yeah.
It becomes a chore. And it can't be good for your health to do it all the time. I told him, I said, I told Chris Aceto, I said, you guys, after the Olympia, that's it. There's no way you guys, I think he's doing Toronto. I thought he was going to do Toronto. I told him to do the Open. We'll see what he does this weekend. It'll be interesting to see where he steps on stage at. Now, who do you feel is I know you're going to say yourself, but who's your biggest competition going into this weekend's Toronto Pro?
I'm honestly I'm surprised more people from the New York didn't show up. I was expecting a lot more guys from there. But I looked at the list, and there's two guys that I guess could give me competition. Either Alexander, or his Instagram is original ATG, and then there's a Canadian guy dropping down to Classic from the 212 who looks really good. I can't think of his name right now, but those two guys, yeah.
Now, when you look at Breon Ansley, who's the current Olympia champ and Arnold Classic champ, you guys match up pretty well physique-wise. He's a little bigger than you are. Is that encouraging to you? Because it seems like there's like two different types of physiques in Classic. You got the guys that look like you and Breon, which is kind of like you're a little shorter, but you're kind of like very complete. And then you got these taller guys like over 6 foot, like the Bumsteads and this new guy from England. Wesley Vissers. Where do you think the division is heading? Is it good news for you that Breon's winning the Olympia or not these other guys?
I guess it is good news.
Yeah.
Honestly, I remember at my pro debut, me and Breon went head to head, and I've looked at pictures and studied it, and I'm like, he wasn't too much bigger than me from the rear.
Yeah.
And the side, I just need to bring up my thickness from the front. So it feels really good, you know what I mean? And like I think about it too, and I'm like, a lot, like I said, a lot of these guys, they're capped out. Their physiques won't really change much. I mean, they're just kind of stagnant at the point where I still got room to grow.
Hey, you're a 6-year veteran of the military, Air Force, and you're retired now. You kind of live in the bodybuilding lifestyle, working out, eating, resting, which to me is perfect if you want to really maximize your physique, because you're able to get the rest that you need. You're able to recover from your workouts. You're not being stressed out by another job outside. Do you think this is what's allowing you to make the progress that you've been making consistently?
I think so, but at the same time, I'm going to be honest, it was a little tough for me to adjust. You think everything will be easier, but like the structure of having a job helps you get it done at a time of matter. And when you're just sitting around the house, you're like, I can do that later. I can do that, in a few minutes. But,
much more temptation to cheat, I'm sure, on your diet,
Yeah. I'm actually pretty good. Matt. Matt is like a monster when it comes to sticking to a plan. So yeah. He's my coach. Like, I feel like obligated to never ever look at a cheat.
Yeah. Well, when I was competing, there was no internet, so there was nothing to distract me. So now you can kind of go on your phone, you can play around with Instagram and Facebook and kind of distract yourself a little bit between meals, because that's really what you do. People don't realize when you're dieting that hard and you're at the end and you're really hungry, it's like, how do I just get to the next meal? What do I do to keep myself occupied? I used to clean the house, I'd rake the lawn, I'd go out and buy into the supermarket. I try to just stay busy, because if you don't do that, you'll go nuts and you'll wind up cheating.
I think that's the best thing. Yeah, keep your mind preoccupied. That's probably the best thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to wish you the best of luck this coming weekend. I know it's going to be a big one for you. Will this be the only show you do prior to the Olympia?
Oh, no, Dave. You know, I like to do a few in a row.
What else are you doing?
There's one in Spain, and last time we talked about, traveling and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Spain, competing at the Veronica Gallego Classic.
Oh, okay. You're not afraid to compete against in Europe? Because sometimes, the judging is different over there.
You know what? I was thinking that, but we'll see how it goes. That is an interesting topic. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm gonna bring my best. And then, I talk to a lot of these newer guys competing, and I try to tell them, yeah, it's cool to have sponsors and stuff, but you want to build your own thing. So after the show, I'm doing seminars and doing two in London. One in France, and I'm just traveling. After that, typically hanging out in Spain for a while, So.
Well, have a good. You gotta enjoy the journey, as I always say. You never know when you travel too, and you go and do these other shows. You make contacts with people, and you get opportunities that never would be there, because you got to put yourself into the environment there to make the contacts with people. Sometimes sitting home just doesn't cut it,
Yeah, and a lot of these guys, they don't understand it. You gotta, things are not gonna come up to your door half the time. I mean, unless you're like a legit prodigy or something, But for the most part, you gotta reach out to people. You reach out, you ask, and if they say no, then oh well. Take 10 seconds out your day.
Well, you're a great talent. I'm looking forward to seeing your routine on that Toronto Pro stage. Best of luck up there, and hopefully you take home that win and qualify for the Olympia.
All right, Dave, yeah.
All right, that's going to take us to the end of another episode of Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo, and we'll see you next time.